Yo, what's going on, guys? The Philly 926 back with another video. Today, I'll be predicting the NFL playoffs 2024. Here we go. Okay. Starting out in the AFC. First wildcard game. We have the Steelers and Bills in Buffalo. I'm just going to keep this one short and sweet. Steelers are very banged up. They don't have their star defensive player in TJ Watt. The Bills have a really talented offense, and they won the division. So, yeah, I have the Bills winning the game. Final score, 28-17. Dolphins and Chiefs for wildcard game 2 of the AFC. The Chiefs have really struggled this year in terms of offense. They do not have receivers that seem to catch the ball, except for Travis Kelce. Patrick Mahomes does seem to turn it up in the bright lights of the playoffs. But on the other side, you'd have a talented Dolphins team that they did just barely lose their division. Like, they lost in the last few weeks. And they just barely beat most teams. Most really good teams. But I think Tua, Tyreek Hill playing against his old team. Jalen Waddle, I'm pretty sure, is going to come back. Raheem Mostert, Jalen Ramsey. This is a very veteran-led team. And I think that all of their talent is going to help them to victory to the point that they'll be playing the Bills in the AFC Divisional. The Dolphins, I think, will win, beating the Chiefs 31-24. Browns and Texans. This is going to be a really good game. The Browns have, obviously, Joe Flacco, a very experienced player in the playoffs. They also have Amari Cooper, who has been insane this year. On the other side, though, the Texans do have a very talented young quarterback in C.J. Stroud and Dalton Schultz, a solid tight end, as well as a pretty good running back this year in Devin Singletary. I think this is going to be a very good win, but I think Joe Flacco's playoff experience is going to eventually help the Browns win this game. So, yeah, I have the Browns winning this game by a final score of 27-21. 28-21. Now to the NFC side for the NFC wildcard round. The Packers versus the Cowboys in Dallas is the first game. Packers started to play really well at the end of the year. They have Jordan Love, Christian Watson, Jair Alexander. So, it's a few studs here and there, a few stars here and there. But it doesn't really match up to what the Cowboys have, both on the offensive side and defensive side, where you have Dak Prescott, who had probably the best year of his career. CeeDee Lamb, who has been insane. Kevontae Turpin, who's been really good. Brandon Cooks, who's been really good. Tony Pollard, same thing, really good. And then you got two outstanding defensive players this year, Micah Parsons and Deron Bland. I just think that the Cowboys' talent is just going to help them breeze by the Packers. I honestly don't think the Packers will have a chance in this one. I think that the Cowboys will win 35-14. Rams and Lions. This game is going to be really interesting. Obviously, you have these the trade story into this one between Matthew Stafford and Jared Goff. As you may or may not know, Jared Goff got traded to the Lions when in the same deal that Matthew Stafford got traded to the Rams from the Lions. Obviously, Matthew Stafford won a Super Bowl in his first year in LA. Yeah, both teams are really talented. Both teams have good veteran leadership. Both teams have really good offense, really good defense. I think this one's going to come down to the wire. But I think that Jared Goff playing at home in Detroit is just barely going to lift the Lions past past this game, beating the Rams. I think it's going to come down to like the final possession of the final few minutes of the fourth quarter, where I think Amon-Ra St. Brown and David Montgomery are just going to go off, giving the Lions the win by a field goal, 31-28. All right, now the game that I'm extremely worried about because I'm an Eagles fan. Eagles versus Buccaneers. The Eagles have just been atrocious lately. Like, out of the last 3 games of the season, when it was Giants, Cardinals, Giants, they won 2 out of the 3. They've only won 1 game since week 10, or week 11, sorry. Ever since the 49ers game. Hurts is injured. A broken finger. A.J. Brown is questionable. Devonta Smith looks like he's going to play. Darius Slay looks like he's going to play. DeAndre Swift. We're just surviving over here in Philly. Dallas Goedert. And then just a terrible, terrible defense lately. Like, we just can't stop them. Stop our opponents from scoring. Okay, enough about the Eagles, because they've just been really bad. The Buccaneers, playing at their home crowd, I feel like is going to give them a slight advantage. They've also been on a roll lately, even though I think Baker Mayfield's injured. Or, questionable for Monday. Anyways, you still got Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. I really think this one is going to be, I think this one's going to be really, really, really close. I think that, the final minutes of the game will be with the Buccaneers. And I think the Buccaneers will pull away in Tampa Bay and give the Buccaneers a victory over the Eagles, 35-31. All right, AFC divisional round. We have the Bills and Dolphins starting up the AFC. Obviously, I talked about the Bills. It's a really talented offense, a pretty good defense. Obviously, the Dolphins, same thing. Veteran-led team. It's just solid on both sides of the ball. I mean, I think even though the Dolphins did beat the Bills earlier this season, I think that this is going to be a really tough test. But yeah, I think that the Dolphins, how they just lost it in the last few weeks, I think that's going to really eat them up, and I think they're going to get the revenge run at the Bills in this AFC divisional round, where I think the Dolphins are going to end up winning this game. Final score, 28-21. Ravens and Browns. Obviously, I talked about the Browns being a veteran team. Joe Flacco with the playoff experience, and Amari Cooper having a really solid season. I just realized I didn't talk about Myles Garrett, but Myles Garrett is a really good defender. Anyways, on the Ravens side, you got an MVP form, Lamar Jackson. You have Zay Flowers, who has been insane this year. Odell Beckham Jr., same thing. Gus Edwards, really good, even though I think he was hurt. Or that was their Elijah Mitchell, I think. I feel like there's going to be a good game in maybe the first quarter and a half, and then Lamar Jackson's just going to pull away against Joe Flacco. I think in the second half it'll be all Ravens, and the Ravens in the front of their home crowd in Baltimore. Lamar's gonna be an MVP, winning this game. I think the Ravens are gonna win 24-10. NFC divisional round number 1. We have the Cowboys and the Lions. So, obviously, I talked about both of these teams. Both of these teams are really talented on both sides of the ball. Obviously, I forgot about Aiden Hutchinson for the Lions, but yeah, he's been really good. So, I'm pretty sure the Lions are going to end up... Yeah, the Lions will be at home for this game if they beat the Rams in the wild card and the Cowboys. Well, either way, they're going to be at home in the divisional if they win whoever they play, either the Packers or the Cowboys. But I predicted that the Cowboys will win, so the Lions will be playing Cowboys in Detroit. This is a very, very, very star-studded matchup. I think that, Dak Prescott versus Jared Goff, both two quarterbacks that have just had a breakout year, just been incredible. As much as I don't want it to happen, I think the Cowboys will win this game just because it seems like they're just a lot, like they have much bigger names and a much more a younger team than the Lions do. I don't think that the home crowd is going to make any effects on the fourth quarter. For the Lions, I think that the Cowboys will pull away with this one. Give me the Cowboys winning 35-24. NFC Divisional Round number 2, we got the number 1 seed 49ers against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Obviously, I talked about the Buccaneers just barely slipping through into the playoffs. I think Baker Mayfield's pretty banged up right now. You don't have really much other players other than Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, and him. On the 49ers side, it's just stars everywhere. Seriously. Brock Purdy, Deebo Samuel, George Kittle, Christian McCaffrey, Brandon Ayuk. On the defensive side, Fred Warner, Chase Young, and Nick Bosa. Yeah. I don't think that the Buccaneers will stand a chance in this game. I think the 49ers are just going to roll through into the NFC Championship round. Yeah, I think that the 49ers are going to win this game 42-21. Championship matchups, starting with the AFC. Dolphins versus Ravens. Now, this is going to be a really good game because, obviously veterans everywhere, but still, really two sides of the ball for both teams, just outstanding. I do think, though, that Lamar having an MVP-type season this year is going to help the Ravens out in this one. Just a little bit. I think that OBJ and Zay Flowers are going to have really good days. I think that the Baltimore crowd in this one is going to play a huge factor in the Ravens' win. So much so that I have the Ravens winning by 2 scores, 35-21. NFC Divisional Round, Cowboys versus 49ers. 2 historic franchises. Obviously, I've talked about both of these teams. They've just been it's stars everywhere. Like everywhere you look, there's a star. There's a star. The Cowboys are young, but the 49ers. I wouldn't say young. I would say they're kind of veteranship led. Anyways, I think this will be a really good game. Up until probably halfway through the fourth quarter. And then I think the 49ers are just going to pull away. I think that the 49ers playing in front of their home crowd in San Francisco is also going to give them a little bit more adrenaline to finish this one out. Yeah, I have the 49ers winning this game by a final score of 28-24. A really good game, like I said. All right, now this is the Super Bowl matchup that a lot of people are probably expecting it to be. Ravens versus 49ers playing for the Super Bowl ring, the Super Bowl trophy in Las Vegas. Obviously, I talked about both teams. This is going to be a veteranship heavy Super Bowl if this ends up happening. Yeah, but you got MVPs on both teams. MVP candidates for both teams. Obviously, for the Ravens, you got Lamar Jackson. But for the 49ers, I think that the MVP candidate for the 49ers should be Christian McCaffrey. Anyways, yeah. Obviously, I talked about the Ravens having Lamar, Gus Edwards, Zay Flowers, OBJ, and then Jadeveon Clowney. On the 49ers side, though, you have Brock Purdy, Deebo Samuel, Christian McCaffrey, George Kittle, Brandon Ayuk, Nick Bosa, Chase Young, Fred Warner. Yeah, I think this is going to honestly come down to, like, the final possession of the game easily. Though I think that Lamar Jackson is going to prove why he should be the MVP this season. In that final drive, I think the Ravens will have the ball, and I think that the Ravens will win this game, giving them the Super Bowl win, 27-24. All right, thank you guys all for watching. Obviously, this will be my final NFL predictions of the year. Yeah, thank you guys all for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, turn on notifications. Subscribe to Mikey Man 9. Comment down below who you think who's going to be in the Super Bowl and who you think's going to win. And give me a score prediction. Why not? All right, thank you guys all for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.